I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there's just not a tidal wave of anti-Semitism gobbling up the entire discourse. I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew. I'm sorry, but that you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. People, go somewhere else.
I'm glad Ethan is finally standing up to his like cancerous fucking leech audience, dude.
5 years ago in 2019, I went to therapy, and my therapist is a Zionist, and that kind of off-put me from therapy for a very...
How do you know she's a Zionist?
Very traumatic, and I didn't really want to experience that again.
Oh my god. Last time he talked about me, it was traumatic. Do these people have any real issues in their life? Frogan. If you don't know who Frogan is, like I said earlier, she is a Twitch streamer. I think she's Muslim. And basically, she made a bunch of tweets. Oh yeah, she's also... I don't remember exactly what her ethnicity is, but she's from like somewhere around the... Is she Palestinian? I don't know. But basically, she's very pro-Palestine, okay? And basically, she made a bunch of tweets talking about her supposed Zionist therapist. Now, they're going to get into him on this podcast, I'm pretty sure, so I won't bring them up specifically. But basically, she said, oh my god, I found out my my therapist was a Zionist, aka Jewish and from Israel, and so I had to leave her. And basically, Ethan Klein is going to be calling her out on this podcast, so let's give this a watch. Ethan Klein has been really based, by the way, recently, dude. Ethan Klein he had like his like soy, it's literally like a graph, okay? He had like his soy moment, but now he's back up to base, okay? Ethan Klein bros are so back. D-Max is down, Ethan Klein is back.
I don't give a shit. What do you want me to say about it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me...
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, what'd you guys think, though?
I thought it was great.
About the call?
Is there a post? I don't see a post on the subreddit. Yeah, I guess...
Maybe it's been removed.
Okay, let's get into it. Maybe we're not back, Ethan bros.
I guess some people are mad that I said suicide bad.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to introduce this. There's basically just like this idiot who fucking burned himself alive for Palestine. He was like, "Free Palestine!" And then he starts like screaming, and he lit himself on fire and fucking died. Okay. Obviously, that's fucking retarded because we live in America, a democracy where you don't have to kill yourself as a form of demonstration, as a form of protest in order to have your voice heard. You can just say it. Okay, we don't live in some fucking dictatorship where you don't have freedom of speech, okay? Obviously, that's fucking stupid. But Ethan, you're never allowed to even slightly criticize any Palestinian movement ever, okay? Never, ever, ever, ever. Even if they're fucking killing your family, Ethan, you need to just be like, okay, oh, I'm so sorry, my Muslim queen. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize. Like, it's so stupid.
Inclined the Zionist.
Never criticize Palestine, guys, or you'll end up like Ethan. Cucked.
Thank you.
I thought the call was great.
Yeah, that was what was so interesting is like what started as a goof.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Everybody loves this guy.
Totally.
I didn't know anything about all this with like the plagiarism. I never heard anything about that. Nicole Amber was spearheading the movement
years ago, apparently. Wow.
That's so
I don't know what we're talking about.
I didn't realize she was infamous on YouTube like that.
Oh yeah, she was getting dogged on for a long time. Is she still uploading?
Not really. Very sparsely.
Why are people mad at me? I want someone please to explain it.
Okay.
Explain why you're mad at me. Go ahead. I'm dying. Please.
Are people mad?
They're mad about my comments about Aaron Bushnell on the See You Next Tuesday.
That were based.
My point was this. I think you should be careful about how you romanticize suicide because it's going to encourage more people to do it. That was my take. And that apparently enraged people. Unless I'm misunderstanding. Tell me why. I'd love to know why. Because I feel like when people are angry at me, they're looking regarding this kind of stuff. They're looking for any reason. And so I feel like if you actually articulated why you were mad at me, it wouldn't make any sense. So I'm dying. Please write.
Ethan, like I said, you can't criticize Palestine. Even if they have people killing themselves in order to fucking... Even if people are literally lighting themselves on fire in order to protect Palestine, there is no way you can ever criticize anything that ever happens related to Palestine because they're just the little victims. They're the uwu little small bean victims to the big mean bully Palestine, okay? You can literally never say anything bad about Palestine or else these fucking freaks will come out of the woodwork to yell at you, okay?
Because you made fun of him burning. Okay, dummy! I joke about all this shit every fucking day. And now all of a sudden...
Dude, it's so true. Like, oh my god. why can't you joke about a retard burning himself alive, right? Like, obviously, that is like the stupidest thing you could possibly. It's funny because it's so fucking stupid. Like, oh my god.
Then you gotta get all bitched out. Like, give me a break, dude. I wasn't even insulting him. I said it was the joke was that it was distasteful, and I was complimenting his resolve, frankly. And the joke was that it was a compliment in a really distasteful way. That's my fucking humor.
Thanks, Mr.
I do it here every day. And
I mean, it's especially on the members, which is a little more unfiltered.
Gone wild.
Unfiltered.
It's
by
crazy
design.
when you
It's just
actually
kinda
stream
Ethan's
bro.
there.
No, I would listen. I would say that joke on the podcast.
Sure,
and I joke about.
But especially on the members, you just kind of like shoot the shit.
Yeah,
Say whatever
absolutely.
about it.
But it's
just
really
do not be
annoying that like
lazy.
people just they
That's
stand
the
by
issue.
like just waiting for any reason to call me. And by the way, call me a Zionist. Make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible fucking shit to call me racist. Why? Because I made one stupid, insensitive joke. That, by the way, they didn't call.
Exactly. Ethan has publicly criticized the Israeli government, by the way. He's not like an Israel shoe. He's not, shill. He's not like fucking Ben Shapiro out here, okay? This dude is I'm pretty sure he's pro-Palestine. He just has some light criticism, and his entire fucking chat lights up, and everyone's like, oh my god, how could you? Like,
Call his
Jesus
character into
Christ.
question. It literally
Ethan just needs to start banning these fucking freaks out of his community. They don't fucking belong there. Just nuke them off the site, okay?
was just like he was really good, and my point was like his resolve was crazy, and the thing that really struck me about that video
Hey, Abby.
is how he stood there.
That was my first
Abby, you
reaction.
missed it. We already shit all over D-Max, okay? You missed it. You missed it.
Wow, I didn't even think that anybody could do that. So I mean, I don't know how to talk about that, but his resolve was incredible. And what I said was he's really good at burning alive, and I mean that as the most sincere compliment possible. He really is.
And it's obviously also a really dark, like humoristic way to look.
But then, so how are you going to take that and call me a racist, a genocidal, a monster? I mean, if you're coming at me with those kinds of takes, you are ensuring peace will never happen. Because you can't even have you can't even have any kind of dialogue where everybody isn't walking totally aligned with you. I never said a single bad thing about that.
Okay, I'm glad you saw.
Other than the
I'm glad you
compliment,
saw it.
not even the compliment because it's weird to say, but his resolve is nuts. His resolve was really remarkable.
Dude, fucking, I caught bits of Tommy's stream, and dude, he fucking Riveter literally quit the internet because of that stream. I didn't even think it was that bad. It was crazy.
Well, that's what I said.
Working
But that's
all
what the
day,
joke
that
was.
sucks.
If you can't deal with it, then you're a fucking hypocrite because I make these jokes about all different topics, about all different sensitive things, about all different groups of people every fucking show. And then when it lightly brushes on your shoulder, you freak the fuck out and you bitch and you cry and you go and you try to find any reason to you know what I mean, to get angry. Give me a fucking break. Look in the mirror, loser. You're the problem. You are the problem. You are. I can't even have any.
Ethan.
Nobody can have any
True.
nuanced conversation about this. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So extreme. It really pisses me off because I never said a damn bad thing about that guy. And that's why I says when you need to explain your reason for calling me a racist, calling me a genocidal, a Zionist, which by the way, Zionist is just another slur for Jew, being a Jew. You know how many people now calling fucking every Jew a Zionist? It's like, okay, just call me a Jew and get it fucking over with. Call me the K word. At least I'll know what you mean.
I mean, he's kind of spitting here, okay? I don't like to get into like this, like calling me a Zionist, that's really like a slur. Like, it's really a slur, and like you're being mean to Jewish people. But like, bro, like all these supposed like left-leaning, like super progressive people, and anytime I see a Jewish person slightly agree with Israel ever, oh, you're a Zionist. You're a Zionist, Jill. You're just a Zionist. And I mean, it's like, you literally can't be Jewish and not be a Zionist. It's so fucking stupid. If only I knew what you knew.
It's just the truth. Not everybody.
I probably don't want to know what you know because I'm really bad at keeping. I'm not bad at keeping secrets, but you know.
Not all the time. But a lot of times, let's not fucking pretend that anti-Semitism isn't a fucking massive inferno of acceptable behavior right now on the left and the right. Nazis and
Okay, it's just kind of, we're getting a little soy here. Okay. Come on,
leftists are dabbing the fuck up, saying fuck Zionists. You know?
Who is like unironically anti-Semitic in America, guys? Like Nick Fuentes' group. Come on now. I don't think anybody really like. It's just.
And you know, again, not to. It's driving me insane. I gotta fucking talk about it. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like there's just not a tidal wave of anti-Semitism gobbling up the entire discourse.
Hooray!
It's fucking disgusting, man. And I'm doing as an Israeli dual citizen.
Ethan should just be calling out the hypocrisy of these supposed fucking progressive, holier than thou freaks being anti-Semitic. Okay, that's what he should be calling out. He shouldn't like it's. It's just we're getting a little soy. It'll come out in time.
Someone who's deeply invested
Yes.
in the state of Israel, who's probably more sympathetic to the Israeli perspective than most people would be. I've tried so hard to pull myself to some kind of central ground where we can have a real conversation about this stuff. I'm pulled myself all the way to, outright saying that it's apartheid,
So you
that
get
it's
your
genocide,
computer
that the Israeli government is committing. And so, but you still want to call me a racist and
Maybe hit up Riveter. He's gotten a few people computers. Maybe he'll help you out. Maybe he'll help you out, Abby.
a genocide and a Zionist. Why would you call me a Zionist if it wasn't just, oh, you're a fucking Jew? When I have said
You're
all the
funny.
things that you want to hear from me.
Dude,
when
I
read the
literally just
fucking-
made that. Exactly, dude. You need to hit him up.
You still spit in my face.
Go get
So give me
Riveter.
a fucking break. Who's the problem? Scumbag. Scumbag. And you know what? I don't want to call out this because I'm going to say this because it pissed me the fuck off. And being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Frogan, she tweeted out. She
Yes.
goes, my Zion.
Finally, we're talking about this stupid bitch, okay? Frogan is one of the worst Twitch streamers ever. Just awful to listen to. Awful to... honestly, I can't stand even looking at her. It's just an assault on my eyes. She is supposedly like this Muslim who wears like her fucking hijab all the time, but is also like a super mega lefty who is pro-abortion. How does that make any sense at all? Why would you fucking wear a hijab and be like this super... I'm not even fucking religious. I don't give a fuck. But like, why selectively incorporate like the hijab and like, oh, I have to wear the hijab to be modest, but then also at the same time like fucking be like the biggest anti-Muslim of all time? What are we talking? It's just so fucking insufferable, man.
I have a problem with my
They go well last
Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew. I'm
True.
sorry, but that you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What did you talk? Your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew.
Exactly. There's no way that fucking Frogan sat down with her fucking therapist and had like an in-depth conversation about the intricacies and like fucking like what it means, like should Israel exist or whatever. No, it's so obvious that she's just calling them that because they are openly Israeli. Okay, like, oh my god.
I'm not going to sit here and let my fucking people, be openly bigoted and racist. Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on your side all the fucking way. I'm on your side as much as I possibly can be. And instead of, holding hands and having a real conversation, you spit in my fucking face and you call me a Zionist.
Exactly.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that. People get angry about what I said. That pisses me off. It's fucking absurd.
Think about poor Shetty. We've been making so much fun of the guy. Until now, we didn't even have a reason to. Like, now at least there's a reason. But the poor guy, there's been a war.
Excuse me.
There's been a war for no reason with the guy.
Nobody's defending Jason.
We're calling his eye collar fake.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, but I make fun of all different
like,
groups of people. And the thing is, again, if you look at my joke wasn't like, oh, look at this.
It's actually really weird hearing Ethan say that. It's like I make fun of all groups of people. It just gives me flashbacks to like when he and iDubbbz would be like, all of it's okay or none of it's okay, right? This is like a weird callback. Obviously, I don't think Ethan agrees with that now, but like, he should. It'd be based if he did.
Idiot. What a fucking
No,
idiot.
it's
Dying
not.
for a dumb cause. That wasn't what I said at all.
I don't
And
think people were upset with the joke.
He isn't okay. He should have said that though. He is a fucking idiot. If you're burning yourself alive in a democracy, you are like broken brain retarded.
I think it was that what I saw some people saying is that you were looking at it from like an all lives matter type view.
What did I say? That was all lives matter.
By ignoring what his cause was rather than.
How did I ignore his cause?
What?
Well, I'm just giving you what they were saying.
Well,
was
I just
that-
want to know because people keep trying to
because
say this
you're
shit.
talking about suicide.
Yeah.
and-
I said suicide isn't good and people shouldn't
Right.
clamor
Yeah,
at it.
and they were upset that you.
And by the way, let me
focusing on
clarify.
suicide
If it
rather
seems
than
like I'm angry at
genocide.
AB, I'm not. I'm fired up.
Yeah,
I love AB.
Yes.
And I appreciate that because I'm desperate to understand the perspective. So I appreciate that you're.
AB is so fucking insufferable. I don't know how Bo Blacks fucking dealt with this fucking insufferable little prick. Okay, AB is like the most. I hate AB so fucking much. I think he's the worst person on the podcast, arguably. Okay, Jesus Christ.
conveying it to me. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, that's it. Just that you were focusing on the suicide aspect rather than the genocide.
Well, yeah, the
What
reason
was
for that
protesting.
being is that was the part that, again,
Because
I
he
don't-
killed himself. What? Let me take this opportunity. This guy fucking killed himself, but let me go on a diatribe about Israel Palestine. Oh. Okay.
on out, and I've said that everything y'all want to hear about there being a genocide and apartheid and the fucking warmongering Israeli government and all that fucking shit.
Yeah,
And
he's talked about all that.
what
stuff
I'm seeing
before.
on social media is not people saying it's not about genocide or whatever. What I'm seeing is tons of people glamorizing, romanticizing a man taking his own life. And I thought that was that's a dangerous thing to skirt down. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't say a bad thing about the guy.
It just feels wrong to, like Ethan said, to glamorize something like that, because that's just a dangerous idea.
That's my point. And I feel like that's at least, even if you disagree, a good place to have a conversation.
And it's not really about what he was protesting at all.
Again, I complimented his resolve as a person, you know what I mean? But that's my problem, is that people, they're watching with the expectation, they're looking for any little nugget
Abby.
to get indignant over and to call me a Zionist. If you call me a Zionist, you're anti-Semite. You know why? Because I'm not a fucking Zionist, and I've made that exactly, profoundly, deeply clear. So when you see someone on Twitter, when you see someone in the audience calling me a Zionist, what they're calling me is a fucking Jew.
Yeah,
because that's the only goddamn thing that means at that point.
Right. And I feel like anyone who's a fan of you should know like how you talk. Like they should.
It's like it's like if you called a random black guy a rapper because he's. Oh my god, bro! I fucking can't. It's like, oh, you listen to Kanye? You're a rapper, right, dude? You rapping?
Like I don't know how it's not clear that that's not what you were saying. That just, from the joke aspect too, that you're just making a joke, but
I mean, that video is shocking and mind blowing, and
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it brings a reaction out of you, and so it's not that weird to comment about the video.
I see people saying this too. No one is glamorizing it, dude. I don't know what world you're living in. If you don't see that, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, there's like fucking gay anime art on Twitter right now. That guy burning fucking alive. I mean, like, oh my god, you were so brave. Obviously, that's glamorization, bro.
Are literally glamorizing it. I've seen images of him on fire, being like, "Free Palestine," and they're turning him into a cultural. They're trying to turn him into a cultural icon, and whether you agree with that or not, and not to comment on his cause, which is, I said again, is just, and I understand, and his resolve is incredible, but I do think that trying to ignore the fact that the man killed himself and that there's probably not some mental health issues at play here is remarkably, what's the word? It's
retarded.
like reactionary. It's what it is, which is why it marks me as so fucking odd.
I mean, yeah, we shouldn't glamorize this guy, because then what if more people killed themselves, right? Like, it's just, oh, this guy killed himself for Palestine. It made a big impact. I should do the same shit. No.
That this is coming from the left.
Stop.
They're exhibiting really reactionary traits when they're saying like it's not suicide. Because here, this is the way I explained it, and I think this is good. When you watch the video, he's pulling the gasoline on himself, and he's a fucking icon. Okay, good. You can believe that. I'm just trying to have a conversation about it. If somebody came and stopped him, there was guards and like, excuse me, what are you doing, sir? Right before he, lit himself on fire. If someone was able to tackle him and prevent him from lighting himself on fire before he did, and get him some mental health evaluation and get him some help and stuff, clearly he's in a vulnerable point in his life. Can at least say that. Now, in 10 years from now, do you think he's going to look back and say, I wish I burned alive? Or do you think he'll say, I'm so grateful that I was stopped from doing that?
True.
Because, and by the way, this man has friends, he has family, he has people that are going to be deeply affected by his suicide. And again, there's this magical thinking that it's not a suicide. That's just so weird. It's not a suicide until it, we don't believe in suicide and we're pro mental health, unless it's for a good cause. Then, then go for it. You hear this all the time from survivors of suicide attempts, that they have a moment of clarity that ultimately they're like, realize, I don't know if he went through that. I mean, again, his resolve was pretty apparent. But in 10 years from now, I'm pretty sure that he's more likely to say, I'm glad I'm alive and that I was stopped than not.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. And so we need to, I don't want other people to go do that because they're inspired by him. That's my opinion, but you think it's glamorizing because he's not your hero, not your martyr, not your symbol. Shadowing it in mental health is the same move as transphobes. What the fuck? Charlie, can you, this is another comment I saw. They go, if it was someone burning themselves alive for Israel, you would be saying the same thing. Are you crazy? That would be even crazier. If someone was like, I'm burning myself alive for Israel, would you be saying the same thing? Would you be
exactly? It'd be so fucking stupid, bro.
being like, I disagree, but I respect it? Fuck no, you'd be tap dancing on his corpse.
Dude, big brain take here. Suicide is bad. No, dude, I didn't fucking realize suicide is bad. No matter who you're killing yourself for whatever cause, dude.
Seeing the fire out on his body. Give me a break. And you know what? I would think that was crazy. I think that's bananas. You know what I mean? So no, I don't understand what you're saying. And the fact that you can't even meet me
It seems obvious that that's not what we would think. I don't know.
But anyway, I know what the conclusion of this conversation is going to be. It's going to be that Ethan's a Zionist. Ethan is an Israeli shill. Ethan is Islamophobic. All these types of shit that you fucking see about anybody who doesn't toe the line precisely as you want it.
Exactly.
Not even disagreeing, frankly, just trying to have a conversation. So, in short, you know, suck my fucking dick. How about that? Fuck you people. Go somewhere else.
I'm glad Ethan is finally standing up to his like cancerous fucking leech audience, dude. Like, oh my god, it's so fucking based, bro. Finally telling these people to hit the road.
So if you're that sensitive that I want to take mental health seriously, something that I've been deeply that I've spoke out against in my whole career. I've spoken out. It's made it one of the things that defines me as a person. Okay, if you can't tolerate a conversation in good faith, then you need to go the fuck away and go to a community that is going to just tell you everything you want to hear all the time and never make you feel uncomfy. There's plenty of them out there. Go. Don't fucking be here where I'm just trying, for the most part, and that's what I was trying to do, and that's what I do in every serious situation. I try to make levity of a serious situation. I do it every time. If you're a fan of this word, just show you know it. I almost take it as a challenge. When we're talking about something heavy, something horrible, when I get a donation, I try to make a levity. I try to make a joke about it. That's what I did. So you're a fake fucking fan. Fuck you. Get lost. I'm sick of it.
Based.
Yeah, and if you want to call me a Zionist, just call me the fucking K word to my face. Have some balls. Just call me a Jew, scumbag.
Could you fucking
Fuck
imagine?
You. Name another minority that everyone would just stand by gleefully and silently. I saw this TikTok that blew my...
This is annoying. Like, dude, Jews are the most oppressed. Like, who cares, bro? Oh my god.
Fucking mind. This girl, she's on a train in New York, and she's like, I saw these Orthodox Jews on the train, and the first thing I thought was, are they Zionists? Get the fuck away from me. I'm like, bitch, you hate Jewish people. And that had like 160,000 likes on TikTok. So what am I supposed to think as a Jewish person when this is a celebrated opinion to be on a train with Jewish people and your first thought is, get the fuck away from me without knowing a single thing about them, without talking about them? That's anti-Semitism. I'm sorry to fucking spell it out, you know, and it's sickening. And you know, so many of you just don't care.
That's crazy.
Because, you know, horrible things are happening in God.
I tell them to get the fuck away from me for a different.
Which is true and which I've voiced repeatedly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, people are saying move on. Listen, I gotta get this off my chest.
Based. Don't move on.
It's truly remarkable. She was a Jew too. Yeah, Jews can be anti-Semitic also. She was a fucking spreading anti-Semitic psychotic shit. I don't give a fuck if she was a Jew. Would you say the same thing to another minority? Like a black person on trains, like, get away from me, black people? Would you say, oh, he's black, he can say that, that's fine? No, Jews can be
It's like that meme. Have you guys seen that meme of the black dude going, I'm from a gated community, you thug? Or some crazy shit like that. That's one of the wait. I want to see if I can find that.
Anti-Semitic. Jews can also be fucking hateful. I don't care that she was Jewish. It doesn't make it better. Do you think the 160,000 people liking her video were all like, oh, you know, we're all Jewish. We get it, you know? No. I don't fucking care that she's Jewish. She's crazed. Doesn't matter. You know? Just don't give a fuck. She has absolutely expressed anti-Semitic views. Dude, she literally said...
Wait, here it is.
Oh, bro, you know about the streets. No, I'm not. I'm from a gated community. I behave. You don't, you thug. Don't lecture me about being from the streets. I don't care. Fuck. Oh, bro, you know about the streets.
Oh, my God, dude. That's amazing.
Get away from me. To a group? That's the definition of racism. If that's not it, then it doesn't exist in this world. She looked at people of a specific identity and said, get the fuck away from me, without knowing a single goddamn thing about them. I don't give a fuck that she's Jewish. Yeah, is Ollie London not homophobic because he's gay? You know what I'm saying? Is Blair White not transphobic because she's trans? None of you would agree to that. So why are you expressing such dumb fucking thoughts in my chat? Why?
True. Okay, we're finally getting to the hypocrisy, which is the main point that I agree on, okay? It's obvious that all these leftoid retards hold no real opinions, and they just fucking follow. They're like zombies. They follow Hassan Piker.
Why? Is Blair White transphobic? Answer that question. And then don't fucking express such moronic shit to me, please. It's embarrassing. Chestnuts. Play chestnuts, Zach, please. Zionism isn't a race. Judaism is a fucking ethnicity, you idiot. Stop trying to carve out circles for you to be a fucking hateful, bigoted bitch. Fuck you. How about that, scumbag? Go ahead, play the chestnuts. Hurry. Thank you. That's the only thing that's going to save me. And you know what? I lose fans. I lose subs. I lose memberships every time I say this. And I gotta stand on my principles, man. And what is it I'm even saying? Let's think about it.
Based. Also, dude, Ethan makes so much money. I mean, there's literally no white names in this chat, okay? Ethan Klein is not strapped for cash. I would be willing to bet.
I'm fully in support of the people of Gaza. I'm with all of them. I'm with all you guys. My take was, let's
This
be
dude doesn't even read out any donations. You could get like a $50 donation. You don't read that shit out, bro.
a little thoughtful of Jewish people, and also let's also be mindful that suicide is bad and contagious. Suicide is contagious. You guys know that? That's a phenomenon.
Okay, so I think we gathered what we wanted from there, but now we're gonna watch Frogan's response. She's gonna respond to the anti-Semitic allegations on this random fucking podcast. Okay, for the Arabs podcast. I bet you can guess the theme. They're all Arab. Is she actually a member? Yeah, okay, she is. It's her and this random dude. Okay. So a bunch of nobodies who are all Arab, I guess. That's the theme.
We started this podcast because we wanted to highlight the diversity of the Middle East, or the Middle East. We are all Lebanese. Some of us are Lebanese. We're all half.
What? Bro, I can't. We started this podcast because we wanted to highlight the diversity in the Middle East. We're all Lebanese. We're all from this little area in the Middle East. Okay. What? Are you kidding me?
Half Lebanese, essentially. I'm half Lebanese and I'm half Palestinian. I'm also Christian Lebanese and Christian Palestinian. Raph
Jesus
is half
Christ, this is
Lebanese
so
and
quiet.
half Jewish. Raph is Jewish, and then we have Frogan, who's half Lebanese, half white, but Frogan is Muslim. The reason of the pod was to kind of highlight what it is to be Arab, like what it really is to be Arab. It's not what people really think it is. People tend to think this like monolith of like every Arab looks the same or they talk the same, and it's really a very diverse place. I've been
dude, shocking. That's so crazy. Does anybody actually believe that all Arabs are the same? Besides, like, I don't know, maybe like your dad or something. Like, Jesus Christ, man, so fucking annoying.
For a while,
who actually thinks this?
You've also done Birthright in Israel, so the whole reason we did this,
I just can't, guys. I'm sorry.
Pod was to basically open people's minds up to what it could be. Now addressing like the elephant in the room of what's been going on recently with Frogan. Kind of want to kick it to Frogan and just kind of tell what's been going on with you lately.
Okay, so for context, 5 years ago in 2019, I went to therapy, and my therapist was a Zionist, and that kind of off-put me from therapy for a very...
How do you know she's a Zionist? Or there's, I don't know the fucking gender, but how do you know they're a Zionist? How? It doesn't make any sense.
Very, very long time. Recently, I finally found a therapist that was covered through my insurance, and I made sure to find somebody that was, one, a woman, and two, a person of color, because I had that assumed...
One, a woman, and two, a person of color. I mean, I guess that's what you're more comfortable with. Go right ahead, but I can't contain my fucking rage in my heart right now, okay?
Empathy between the therapists, that they'll understand like potential discrimination I would face as somebody that's a visible Muslim Arab woman. So first session with her was fine. Second session, I delved into social media and the toxic things that happen on social media. She told me that she doesn't really know or care about Palestine because as a black woman, she faces discrimination in America every day. So to her, it's just another place. So I left that session.
Dude, people care about their own issues over issues happening like fucking on an entirely different continent. That's crazy, bro. I can't imagine that. It's like, I don't understand how these people don't understand that, like, really, like, no normal people think about Palestine every day, okay? Because it doesn't affect anyone except for people in Palestine, okay? Like, nobody cares. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I mean, I can understand having empathy for people over there, but, like, most people have their own shit going on, their own lives to live. They can't be spending all this much energy worrying about Palestine.
Feeling kind of frustrated, and whenever I'm frustrated, I go to Twitter. So I tweeted out a tweet.
That's very unhealthy. You shouldn't go talk to. Like, does this person have friends? Do they have family they can just talk to? Why do they have to go to Twitter to rant? Any normal person would not go to Twitter. Okay, Jesus Christ. A veteran creator, by the way. She won upcoming creator of the year or some shit a while ago. So,
talking about how I was traumatized from my experience I had with my Zionist therapist back in 2019, and I finally decided to go again. And now
traumatized. You were This girl is literally. This is how the conversation I bet went. Hey, I'm actually Jewish. Are you okay that I'm your therapist? What? No. And then she's traumatized. She's traumatized.
This just like the lack of empathy frustrated me. I didn't think anything of it when I tweeted it. It was just me venting because I don't have like an alt account to vent on. I just tweeted out.
I don't have an alt account. Do you not have, again, friends, family? I don't have an alt account to tweet on. That just shows how fucking online brained, how stupid these people are. Where it's like, oh, I don't have a private account I can tweet on, so I have to tweet on my main account. It's so annoying. Talk to a real person, please. Get off your computer. Literally, she is a screenager, not a screenager. I guess a screen adult. I don't know, what would that be?
Main thinking nothing of it. As time progressed throughout the day, people picked up on it, and I started being accused of dog whistling that the Zionist therapist was a Jewish person. So I put out a tweet that night, like, you know, liberals on social media want to assume and like apply their implicit biases towards Jewish people, that all Jewish people are Zionists, which I don't believe that. So I put a tweet out clarifying that.
You literally said she was Jewish. You said this is how okay, unironically, this is what the tweet said. It was like, the therapist told me that she was Israeli and asked if I had a problem with that. Obviously, I was taken aback. Like, she literally said that she was Israeli. What?
And I went to bed thinking nothing of it. Next day I woke up, I was going on about my day, and I started getting like spam mentioned about Ethan mentioning me again. And I'm like, oh great, like what could it be? And then one of my friends sent me a clip of Ethan talking about my tweet about my therapist. To be honest, I didn't watch a clip. The last time he ran like the hour.
Oh my god, I didn't even watch it. Wow. What an amazing start. What an interesting strategy. Just don't watch.
Very traumatic, and I didn't really want to experience that again.
Oh my god. Last time he talked about me, it was traumatic. Do these people have any real issues in their life? They're saying, oh, have empathy for the children fucking dying in Gaza. But somebody talking about you on the internet is traumatic. Give me a fucking break, bro. Why don't you have empathy for people with real trauma? Your trauma is your first trauma is your therapist being Israeli, Jewish, and your second trauma is Ethan Klein being mean to you on the internet. Your third trauma is probably Mizkif putting you low on like a tier list where you started crying. How embarrassing.
I sent it to my friends, Capri and Raf, and you know, I wasn't going to respond to him, but it was like a whirlwind of hate towards me and accusations of me being anti-Semitic like took over. So I couldn't just sit there and not clear my name. So
wow, you're so fucking brave.
Whenever I was clearing my name, I went into depth about the therapy sessions I had with the therapist that was a Zionist back in 2019. I had 2 sessions with this person. So
2 sessions, and from that you were able to discern all their political beliefs when it comes to Israel and Palestine.
I was talking about how she brought up me being Lebanese unprompted. Me personally, I didn't know about therapists not asking for your familial background because she asked me straight up where my family's from. So I went on the whole spiel about my dad is a Lebanese immigrant. He left during the 90s. Blah, 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 blah. And whenever I was at the session with her, she was like, I'm Israeli. Do you have an issue with that? And that kind of took me aback.
That makes total sense. Your dad possibly has, like, your family possibly has trauma from Israeli people completely unrelated to her. So she's like, hey, you know, maybe if this person isn't comfortable with me being Israeli, they wouldn't want to be my client. So I should just let them know up front so they can make an educated decision. Completely reasonable, but she's going to twist and spin this like the evil woman she is. Never trust these hoes.
I said no whenever she did ask me that. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to carry on because I was at a point in my life where I felt really mentally ill. I just wanted to like start this because I put it off for so long at that point in my life too. But then like things started getting weird between the 2 therapy sessions. She started like talking more about Israel and talking about me resenting Islam, talking about my scarf. And then it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I reversed the question on her. I'm like, okay, I'm Arab. Do you have an issue with that? And she started laughing. She's like, oh, so now you're reversing this on me? And at that point, I was like, you know what? Therapy isn't for me. I'm done. So
okay. So you were just kind of a bitch, and then okay.
The first therapy session I had, whenever she brought it up, I talked to a couple people. One being my old therapist I had from 2015. She wasn't practicing anymore, which is why I wasn't going to her. So I told her what happened, and she told me that I should get a new therapist. I talked to my mom about it. She told me I should get a new therapist. Talked to like my general doctor. She said I should get a new therapist. And people. Like, it made me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like her asking that and like the factors that happened after.
Then just leave. Why do you have to go on Twitter and call her a Zionist and all this other shit when in reality she's just Jewish? That's all. She's just Israeli, not a Zionist.
It contributed to. I'm like, you know, this is supposed to be a place for me where I feel comfortable talking about my issues and trying to work through things that I previously couldn't. And it just created a weird environment for me. So I tweeted that whole spiel, obviously better worded than what I did right now, and yeah. Now it's just like a fucking mess. I'm getting now I'm on the anti-Semite page. I'm the face of an anti-Semite page who exposes people as
Based.
anti-Semitic people, which I'm not. But yeah, I do realize that like anti-Semitism does.
Trust me, bro. I'm not. Okay. All right.
Like people think that anti-Semitism has a root in the pro-Palestinian movement, which it doesn't. There are people, like you said, that make that their whole motive as to why they're pro-Palestine, but they're tainting the movement. People need to realize that when you're pro-Palestinian, it doesn't mean you're anti-Jewish. If anything, conflating Judaism and Zionism is anti-Semitic. You can't just assume all Jewish people are Zionist. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And those people that use their anti-Semitic tropes to be pro-Palestinian, like I said, taint the movement, and that's not me. I don't believe that at all. Whenever we say free Palestine, I want everybody to coexist. I don't want to be one side or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Palestinian. You know, I've been saying free Palestine my whole life. I mean, I tweeted like a week before that happened. I don't know, like a month. I tweeted a picture of me just with free Palestine before anyone knew about this stuff. Also, I've had the Lebanese flag. I've taken it out of my bio, the Palestinian flag, multiple times because of hate. Just so you guys know. You know,
oh my god, these people are such fucking victims. We're brown, so we're all oppressed. Dude, shut up, man. I've taken the Palestinian flag on my bio. If you're really that soft, then just don't be online at all. Shut off Twitter. Shut off your phone.
I know that there are people. There are bad people in every movement. But like me personally, as a Palestinian, I just want one country, no religion, coexisting, walls taken down, everyone work together.
As it was before.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Well, that's the thing too, is that, you know, Palestinians, Christian Palestinians, Muslim Palestinians, Jewish Palestinians all live together in harmony. Like they really did. And it wasn't until the Nakba where everybody was starting to get pushed out and it was becoming a Jewish monolith, a Jewish union. And it bothers me when I see people just want to go, oh, they're anti-Semitic. I mean, for me, it's such a cop-out. And so when I see...
It's not people aren't calling her anti-Semitic because of her opinions on Israel and Palestine. They're calling her anti-Semitic because she heard her fucking therapist say she was Israeli and immediately assumed she was a Zionist. You dumb motherfucker. Oh my God. These people are so dense. It's crazy.
You know, people conflating Judaism and Zionism to being the same thing. It's totally... It hurts me a lot because I'm like, I'm not a Zionist and I'm Jewish. So why
would you say stuff Frogan? This is exactly why people are criticizing Frogan.
That make me less of a Jew than everybody else? Am I less a part of that culture again because I don't believe in Zionism, which is a political movement from the government of Israel, and not like a real Jewish practice? So it's just it's mind-boggling to me that people make the comparison, and it's mind-boggling to me that people are just like ready with pitchforks and knives to find an enemy in this who has nothing to do with what's actually going on.
A lot of people like on Twitter were wondering, like, you're not even Palestinian, why do you even care what's happening so much? And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, like, even though like we're all Lebanese, Capri's Palestinian, even growing up, our families were affected by the government of Israel. Like my dad fled the war in the 90s. He grew up in it.
The Lebanese Civil War.
Yeah.
Because of it, you know.
And like even now, like
this just has nothing to do with what Ethan said. Ethan is completely correct, and now you're like, this is like a red herring. Like they're talking about the war now. Like who gives a this is not about Ethan anymore. It's just about you like virtue signaling, bro. Oh my God.
With everything happening in Palestine, Lebanon is being affected too. South Lebanon is being bombed right now. There's white phosphorus. Capri and I are from southern Lebanon.
Oh.
So it's like the first political issue you learn as an Arab, what the government of Israel has done to the region. So one thing I feel like whenever everything happened in October, we all were educated on what already happened. We didn't have to get the run-up of information.
All that confusion and stuff that's coming from people now trying to understand what's going on. It's not there because it was there all the time, the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a political movement. Like personally, behind the scenes, I've been trying to help as much as I can. I honestly kind of gave up on it for a while. I was like,
wow, dude,
there's nothing we can do. Like, we're gonna die in the dark, and there's nothing we can do, and nobody gives a shit. And now I'm seeing like all these political people like jump in, and it's like, hey man, like, cool, this is our life. Like, this isn't fucking content. You know? Even the stuff that's going on with you.
It's our life. You don't fucking live there. These people are acting like they're in Gaza getting bombed actively. You live in America. You live a very cushy life. It's not your life, bro. Oh my God. This is fucking despicable. It's our life. No, it's not, dude. You live in America. You're big chilling right now, bro. Be happy you're not still stuck in Lebanon getting fucking white phosphorus, okay?
These are everyone's a real person. This isn't content.
No, and like the thing is, I still love Ethan. I used to consume his content. I used to watch his podcasts.
Yeah, me too.
But like after him going after me in October, like I haven't watched his content anymore. Like I don't want to like sound dramatic, but I just can't like stomach it anymore. Like I just don't want to.
That's fair.
He was mean to me one time.
He was actually like personally one of my like the favorite.
Yeah, and I just like don't want to associate that or anymore because it's like kind of triggering in that sense. So with this happening all over again, I'm just like.
Yeah.
What sucks is
it's triggering.
Like, we were talking about this. It's like, how do you prove negative? It's like, I'm not, you know, like.
What are you gonna do? What am I gonna show like a whole family picture roll of all the Jewish people that I have on my phone? Like you can't do that, you know. So like when you make it sucks because it's just kind of like whoever says the information first is automatically correct, you know?
Yeah.
So with Ethan using
That's not true. It's whoever's not retarded is correct.
I mean, just saying what he did. I mean, he could have said it. Don't get me wrong. He could have said it and totally not have said your name, and then this might have happened, but not as large as it is right now.
Oh my god, he's bullying a smaller creator, guys. No, you publicly said something stupid. He has a right to respond. Okay. All these people are just professional victims. Oh my god.
Deliberately go out of his way to say your name and then put that accusation on your name. It's bewildering to me. And it's honestly, it's heartbreaking because it's like, that's not true, but how are we going to defend ourselves and how are we going to fight this? It's kind of literally what's going on in the world today. You know, there's no way we can really fight and defend ourselves unless we are put in this position where we have to fight back. And I'm like, why should we even be in that position just because of something someone said?
What's crazy is like Frogan's story is not something that's unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
We already knew about the story because we were talking about it.
Right.
When you were getting your therapist, we were talking about the story. You're like, I don't want to go. We're like, just go. They're not
like it's gonna be good
that.
for you.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be good for you.
Oh my god. I don't even need a comment, dude. It's so disappointing. It's so disheartening. It's so retarded.
And I'm like, even with my therapist, he said stuff like, I love my therapist, he's great, you know, but he said stuff to me that I'm like, dude, like that's like you don't get, like, is this in your culture? You guys do this? I'm like, no, it's not my culture. I was born in California. You know what I'm saying?
Between the two,
She made an anti-Semitic remark against an Israeli. Ethan has a right to be mad. I mean, exactly. It's just so.
of you and sometimes me, like when we do tweet.
This complete rewriting is so frustrating, bro.
This particular thing we tweet from a very emotional and angry place, and a lot of the times a very logical place as well, and it gets misconstrued as we have no like.
Ugh, I hate this angle.
Understanding about anything else that's going on, which is just not true. The problem is that we understand literally everything that's going on, and we
understand literally everything that's going on. Wow, dude, my apologies. I didn't realize you guys were literally in Gaza on the front lines defending the civilians from IDF soldiers marching in and shooting children. Okay. I didn't realize you guys were on the front lines. I didn't realize you guys knew everything. My apologies. I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Like, we're not afraid to like really kind of come out and say it, you know, because I'm Jewish and I'm pro-Palestine. But does that make me to see people like even assume that
so is Ethan
anti-Semitic towards my own people is fucking awful.
I saw you going in with someone, and
I'm like, I'm not the person who tweets back. I don't do that. I'm like, all right, they're gonna talk their shit no matter what's gonna happen. They're always gonna say whatever. I can't please anybody on the internet. On the internet, no matter if you're in the right, you're wrong, 100% all the time. Yeah. So you know, I finally blew up on a couple of people, and I'm like, dude, this is like just bullshit. I'm not any less of a person of my culture than you are. You're doing this. I can't even like really put into words what's going on.
It's so frustrating too because they make these number one, like a lot of stuff is like it's hateful and racist. Yeah. What they'll do is they'll be like, you're Muslim, you're Muslim, you're Muslim.
Right.
And I'm like, no,
not at all.
None of us. I'm like, me and Raph are. I'm Christian. Raph's Jewish.
Yeah. And I even have Jewish and Christianity on both sides.
So I'm like, again, like, why are you guys making that assumption? You know, and it's just because Arab, haha, Muslim.
Why did Frogan assume that her Israeli therapist was a Zionist, right?
And it's frustrating because then I go like, hey, I'm Christian, then I'm equivocating it.
These people are so stupid.
Like, well, I'm not actually Muslim, and it makes me feel like I'm distancing myself from Frogan.
Right.
And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to educate people to be like, hey, man, you know, like one of the lies I hear is like all the Christians were pushed out by the Muslims, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean, is there anything else we want to address about this?
Did we miss anything?
No. I think that we'll just move on and do the regular episode.
All right. So yeah, they're done. Also, guys, wait, hold up.
Did we miss anything?
Dude, the Jewish government is literally controlling this fucking this podcast. Look here. Look at this. Huh? Star of David, I think. Uh-oh. So yeah, in summation, Frogan is fucking stupid. That's it.